right, guys, as you know, I like to mess around with these new systems that I'm in. We're looking at Where Eagles Dare. And we're going to do a little test here. We're going to take some armor. Now, I know this probably kind of isn't a fair fight, but we're going to take a... let me see if you can see this. We're going to take a Sherman tank here, okay? And let's match that up with the picture. I believe that is the correct silhouette. Okay. A Sherman tank against a Stug 3. I know, you're thinking that may not be a fair fight. But let's throw these two tanks and, you know, anti-tank killers into a different situations here with this game system. Let's see how the armor is done. Now, the interesting thing here, they both have a defense factor of -3. Of course, they are armored, as you can tell by the white number with the black square behind it, okay? If you can't see that, let me just try to zoom that in a little bit. For those of you that are like me and blind, it's kind of hard though. So you know that they're armored targets. They are tracked, their movement factor. Now the interesting thing on these counters, this is a one-step unit. The Stug 3 here. This is a two-step unit, the Shermans. I can only guess that is because of the sheer amount of armor that the Allies were able to throw in to every fight. I'm guessing this is like a ton of Shermans, right? And then just outnumbering the German armor. But let's see how these two units fight and interact. I'm going to guess that... I don't know. The Stug has a range, has better range. So this will be interesting. It's gonna be hard because that Sherman's gonna have to move to get within range. So let's just see what happens. I'm gonna put these into a situation here and pretend that I'm drawing chits and all that fun stuff. Did manage to play a little bit of a sample game today and really screwed up the rules. You know, I read it and I thought, okay, I'm good to go. Let's go. And we really, well, I wouldn't say we screwed it up, but we did have some interesting events. One event that did happen that we did right was scenario 2, and I'll put the images up on the screen as I'm talking here. I moved my tank down the road. It's stuck in column. You have to drive it in column. I moved the Panther down the road, and crabby old gamer was here when we were playing, and he took a shot with a bazooka unit. And the modifiers were so bad, it was like -2 he needed. So basically he had to roll a 0, and sure enough, he rolled a 0. And he rattled my tank and put a cohesion hit on it. So I thought that was pretty funny. It just goes to show that even the tiniest unit can do some damage to a nasty, nasty Panther tank. I did take some shots, and here's some of the images. I just thought it was hilarious, and it's typical of my luck, you know, where I say, well, you're going to have to roll a 0, and he rolls a 0. So... all right, but let's get these two units. Let's see how these two hold up against each other, and see how these two tanks go as far as direct fire. And then in this example, let me know if I screwed up, because I forgot. Basically, when I started playing, I forgot like everything. I don't know what happened, but I froze up. So correct me if I do anything wrong. All right, give me 1 second. We'll flip over. All right, now my eyes are failing me a little bit, so it's getting harder and harder for me to see the details on some of these counters. I know that's pretty sad, right? I believe after doing some research, what we have here is a unit of Shermans, right, from the 32nd Guards Infantry Brigade, the 1st Battalion, Coldstream 5th Guards Brigade. This was under the command of Sir George Frederick Johnson, who died at the age of 76 in July of 1980. So I believe this is the Coldstream Guards. Not 100% sure, but from what I could track down, I think that's the unit we're looking at here. Overall part of the 32nd Guards Infantry Brigade. This is the armor part of that. I didn't do any research on the 559 Panzerjäger. I do enough German orders of battle. I figured you guys would be sick of that. But just a little bit of what we're dealing with here, taking place in Market Garden, and finding a picture of Sir George Frederick Johnson, also listed as GF Johnson, was extremely tough. I found some that may have been him, but I just couldn't get the right picture. I didn't want to put up the wrong image, you know, out of respect. So anyway, I think that's what we're dealing with here. And we have a Sherman unit, and this is going to be pretty much, we're going to say we pulled his chit, and now I'm going to back this up just a little bit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move him up one more. We know that he's probably not going to be in range if we put it there. Again, let me go over the units for you here. Okay. The fire range is here. That's a 3. That is a black 3. So we know from looking at the chart that that is going to be... No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of the firing. It's dual purpose. So he has a range of 3, assault of 4, a 6 fire rating, dual purpose white, okay? And then the defense -3, that's, you know, basically your armor slope and your armor, etc. The movement is 13, okay? Red is your tracked. Make sure I got that right, correct. I'm still new to this. The troop quality is 4. You'll use this to roll below certain things to accomplish things. And so he's definitely out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the German unit here is in the woods, okay? We know that because you might think, well, how do you know? This game makes it really easy. And I'll give you the green dot is what you want to look at, okay? And Krabby Gamer pointed this out to me. It's nicely summarized here as well. Let me pull this out. The dots are summarized here, so you don't have to try to match up, but they do put the dots right here, which is kind of cool to help you out. Orchard's going to be the yellow dot. So we're looking at woods, and even though there's a little bit of woods in here, don't go by what you think is in there. You go by the dot. And line of sight checks. Okay. So nothing's really blocking line of sight. Remember, you can see into a blocking line of sight hex, just not past or through it. So nothing's really going to block here. We're looking at totally clear. All right. So let's just take a look at what happens if these two units clash. Of course, there's probably going to be some opportunity fire, etc., etc. All right, let's take a look at what happens here and kind of just go through it. Again, I'm still learning this. There's going to be lots of weird videos where I just do stuff like this, but I think this is kind of fun, is playing with the system. Say you pull that formation chit. All units belonging to the formation that was drawn become active and may perform actions. In addition, you may spend command points to have in-command units of that formation perform second actions. All right, so we need to go in command. Now a leader here, here's our friend, Mr. Frederick Johnson, George Frederick Johnson. The leader units, okay, and you've seen this on other channels, but I just want to go over it because I have to do this in order to learn these things, so I learn with you, my loyal viewers. He has a command range of 10. Let's put him in this town. Leaders cannot be killed. I just want to go over that real quick with you guys. I'm kind of getting used to this rule book now, and I know you're thinking, wow, you're crazy for playing this system, but it's not too bad. Leaders don't have movement allowances. They transfer. You can transfer a leader at the end of his formation's activation. Okay, you can transfer him from where he is to any hex that contains a unit. So I think what I need to do is put something stupid out here just to make this legal. We're not going to use it though. Let's get this guy here. Okay, we're just outside. Who wants to pronounce this for me? Swinsbergen? Bueller? I'm going to go with Swinsbergen. We'll go with that. We're going to put this unit here, and that unit, according to my exclusive rules and scenarios, I don't actually recognize. I'm going to guess it's a cavalry infantry, or not cavalry, but what is that? What is that? It is... When I play games all day, my eyesight just goes. I'm not actually sure what that symbol is. Infantry, definitely, but with a dot on each. And it's a very strange. It's very strange. I don't even see that in the reference guide here. Oh, there it is, Motorized Infantry. My bad, I saw it. Like I said, my eyes are going, and I thought that that was like a square or something. God. Whew. Don't ever get old, people. Let me tell you. This stuff, that's when you need one of these, okay? That's how bad it's getting, right? And I want to point out that this does have a nifty little light in it, which still works after all these years. It's kind of funny. Well, barely. All right, anyway, I got sidetracked. Okay, so Motorized Infantry here. We're going to put him in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this unit is definitely in command. So he's got a little tent, a little Jeep parked over here. He's pulling a Sean Connery. He's parked in there. I just want to make this legal. He's in command. Leaders never count against stacking units. Leaders cannot die. If they're ever in a hex with no units of his formation, just move it to the nearest unit in his formation. So that's why I wanted to put him out and make it officially legal. And my tweezer skills are getting worse also. Not sure I like these too much. You'll notice I pulled the light off a long time ago. Who knows where that ended up. The cat probably got it. All right, so I'm gonna put him there. That makes him legal because he can't be by himself. All right, the command range is the maximum number of hexes that a unit can be away from its leader and still be in command. Enemy units and terrain do not interfere with this range in any way. Command is checked for a unit the instant before the unit does something. In command, yes. All right. So we're gonna take that formation activation that we just pulled. Now you'll see, I don't have the actual formation thing out. It's not him per se. It looks different. I didn't get the counter out. Okay, boom, there it is. All right, I don't want to give you guys any false info here. Let's say we pull this chit. Here it is. Group cold. Activate this. All right, I don't want to lead you guys astray here. Okay, so we pulled a formation. He becomes active. Okay, you may perform actions. All right, what can you do? With one exception, while their formation or division is active, units can perform one of the following. In the list below, note the limitations for divisions. All right, you can move. You can fire. You can assault, rally, do engineer stuff, remove a rear guard, exclusive rule things, or you could pass. All right, in order to get a second action, I'd have to spend a command point. Let's pretend I have a lot. And you cannot do the same action that you did the first time. Now, what threw me off the other day was what we did wrong. I was forcing my opponent and myself to pay for the first action and the second action. That's not how it works. Okay, so I screwed that up. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do is declare a move. I'm really going to regret this. We've got to get this tank in range. Now, most sane people are not going to attempt this, but for the sake of stupidness, let's say this guy's got camouflage netting or something and the Sherman's just, they don't see it. All right, we're going to perform a move and we're going to go forward 1. Okay, and we're going to check our terrain effects chart. Okay, terrain effects, clear, tracked, regular, 2. Oh, I didn't even actually notice that. That's kind of weird. All right, so 2. All right, he's got 13, and he's down to 11. Now, if you remember, well, probably don't remember because I haven't talked to you about it. You'll notice that we are in range of the Stug 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe I need to back that up a little bit. Hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure this is legit. I don't want to, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Good grief. Let me back this up. Man, that guy's got some range, right? All right, let's go back one more. All right, let me just back this up for you. I want to make this as weird as possible. Okay, let's put him in here in Wolfswinkel. I don't think that's a smart move because I forgot how far that range was. Okay, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of range. I got to get, within 3. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Okay, so it's 2 to go. So we go down to 11 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now something just happened. And you guys know what it is. You veterans of this system. He has now entered the fire zone of that stug. And you're probably like, well, what is a fire zone? The fire zone is any unit that is not indirect HE or mortar. Its fire zone includes any hex to which it has line of sight and is within range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And if you have someone next to him, like that, it's reduced to 1 hex. The fire range is reduced to 1 hex, and the fire zone is limited to the hex adjacent to it, which I think is kind of neat. It is a way to cancel getting peppered every time you move and you're coming in. Let's get back to Wolfswinkle over here. Here's our chit. Okay. Let me just back that up a little bit. All right. Now, opportunity fire can be triggered. Here's the key to opportunity fire. Any movement action. Okay, but not by... Okay, any movement action is when you leave a hex in a fire zone. So when I go into it here, yes, I'm in the fire zone, but that will not trigger opportunity fire. When I leave a hex in the fire zone, that triggers opportunity fire, okay? So we were here, we're gonna go 11, 9 movement left, and we leave a hex that's in the fire zone. You will ask your opponent, do you wish to do opportunity fire? All right, important thing to remember here is when opportunity fire happens, okay, if it happens before the active unit begins its action. The active player would announce that such and such unit will perform such and such. I'm going to move here, okay? And that gives the non-active player the chance to opportunity fire. That means the opportunity fire will occur in the hex the active unit is in when it's triggered. Leaving. All right, so I'm going to go here. Well, I'm going to fire. So it occurs in the hex that it's triggered. Don't do it here. Okay, you want to do it back here. I believe I did that right. It's important for determining things like command status and range and target mass because you're technically still back here, you're not here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Units entering or leaving entrenchments or improved positions never benefit from the entrenchment or improved position. When taking opportunity fire, they're considered to have left that already. A unit entering or exiting transport mode, that can happen either before or after. The opportunity firing person can decide like, oh, you're gonna unload. Well, I'm gonna nail you before, while you're still sitting in a truck and get that +3 crappy armor bonus that you have or whatever. Okay. Anyone that can direct fire can opportunity fire. That's what we have here. Now, before you can do this, you have to pass a troop quality check. So I want to do that. The troop quality is 5. We're going to have to get a dice here. Okay. Sadly, I'm known for knocking things over with my die rolls. I'm a very violent die roller. Let me close the shades. I am a very violent die roller, so we're going to do that here. Okay. You have to pass a troop quality. You cannot spend the command point to make this work, because otherwise you just be having people, just blowing command points and shooting off everywhere. 1, 2, let me just check some. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. Again, if there's this part, I'm going to go slow so you can tag my timeline and tell me if I screwed up. The trigger actions for opportunity fire don't trigger the fire itself. They trigger the opportunity for it. So this has triggered my opportunity to roll the die. Okay. Let's try it here and see what happens. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. I am allowed to do that. Now, opportunity fire. This has really turned into a tutorial about opportunity fire instead of direct fire, hasn't it? Oh well. I'll change the title later. I guess it's going to be a little bit of both. Anyway, now there's different modifiers for op fire. They're kind of weird. I don't really get them, but let's go over those real quick. So what this is leading to is me trying to get within range to hit this guy. All right, so just bear with me. But I have to do it right or else it wouldn't be fair. So if the target of the opportunity fire is moving into a hex that is in the fire zone of any enemy unit, including the one that's firing, there's a +3 modifier, which is insane. Like as if this isn't bad enough as it is, now you get +3. So let's just track our modifiers here. I'll put these on screen if I'm talented enough to do that. maybe. So there's already +3 modifier, okay? That's going to jack him up to an 8. 8 or less already, which is scary. Remember that opportunity fire is conducted in the hex that he's leaving. Okay, right. Okay, so why would they point that out? Remember that the opportunity fire is conducted. Okay, yeah. This +3 modifier applies to the following trigger actions: assaulting, running away, changing transport mode, all that stuff. If the target of the opportunity fire is moving into a hex that is not in the fire zone of an enemy unit, the opportunity firing unit's fire rating gets a -1. Oh, so if it's not moving in, oh, that you're leaving. So say you were leaving that and going backwards, it would be -1, not +3, like if you were going that way. I see. You see, you learn something every day, kids. If it's moving into a hex that is not, let's see. Oh, the opportunity firing unit gets a +2 to its fire rating when firing at a unit running away. No. There is no company bonus modifier possible. Okay. Apply combat results from opportunity fire immediately in the hex where the trigger action occurred. Remember that for movement, this is leaving a hex, not entering. Okay. All right. So what we do now is the German player would stop the active player and say, I'm going to light that thinly armored tin can up with my superior German firepower. And the key thing to remember is that the same unit can trigger opportunity fire from many different enemy units at the same time. There could be another German unit here. It's kaping! And thank God there's no flanking or rear shots in this game. Rear shots, that would drive me nuts. It would be kind of cool, though. Does anyone know of a game like that, kind of like this, where you can get like a rear shot? If you tell me TCS, I'm out. Okay. If a group of 2 or more units is moving as a stack, the opportunity fire can only be at one of the units, and that would be the German player's choice. Say you had a half track in here, he's going to try to light up the half track, not the tank. All right. Now, basically, we just check our modifiers on the chart here. Let me make sure we got everything. Terrain. Nope, there's not going to be anything there. Let's check the terrain effects chart. We are in clear. Fire modifier 0. Okay, what else we got? Range. This is going to be a tough one. We're looking at range versus armored. The one hex is 0. -2, the last hex of range if more than one hex. 1, 2, 3, 4. Range of 4. That is the last hex of his range. That's going to be a -2. That's going to bring us down to an overall of +1. Okay, range is a factor there. The defense rating of the target, -3. Is it though for Sherman? But do I have the right tank silhouette? Because I'm not buying that -3, kids. I'm not. Let me just make sure I have the right tank there. I don't know about that. Let me just check the Sherman here. Is that a Sherman? Does it have a machine gun? Make sure I got the right tank. It does look like the silhouette for a Sherman. I don't think it's a Locust. I think it's a Sherman. I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying that -3, but whatever. All right. It could happen, I guess. I mean, this isn't a Panther and it's a Stug, so. Stug, by the way, one of my favorite models to put together when I was younger. Just for all you kids out there. If you have a chance to get a Stug model, get one. It's pretty cool. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. What else have we got here? The defense rating of the target. -3. Yikes. Okay. I forgot where we were here. Oh, okay. So we were at +3, then -2. So we're at +1. Then we have a -3. So we go 0, -1, -2. Okay, so we're at -2 there so far. Mass. Oh, 0 to 4 steps, 0. Okay, so no modifier there. We're at -2. We have no night, no fog. There's no markers. Fire zone to non-fire zone. Nope. Fire zone to fire zone +3. Already counted that in. And no one's running away from assault. So we have -2 to the roll we're going to get. We need 3 or less to hit here. Reminder that a 0 always hits and a 9 always misses. Okay, and we're doing against an armored target. You can tell he's armored because of the black defense value with a white number. Let's roll. Oof, that's gonna miss. Okay, I am still not in range with the Sherman. The Shermans are barreling straight out, right? They're like, okay, it's like Fury with Brad Pitt. And I'll wait for people to put the hate comments on that movie below. All right, we're gonna go forward another one. 1, 2, okay, he's in range now, but he's gotta survive another attempt for the German player to do an opportunity fire. He has to roll below a 5. He got it. There's gonna be more opportunity fire. This time, the range is not as bad. All right, so let's start with what we got here. So it's +3. Ooh, let me make sure I did that roll right the last time. Yeah, I did, but I didn't add things right. Okay, so it was 5. Okay, so all right, yeah. So we're at 8. Okay, so 5. So we got +3. Okay, and the range now is not the maximum range. So we're currently at all other hexes -1. So we're at +2. All right, so we need 7 or more right now. It's getting worse. Defense rating is going to take us -3. That's -1. I'm just adding it. Let me know if I'm doing this right. I'm doing all the DRMs together and then applying it to the die. I think I did that right. I'm not. I think we'll see what happens. Maybe I did that wrong. I don't know. Let me know. Okay, mass. Mass doesn't matter, and we already got the other. So we're at -1. So it's -1. I'm saying we need 4 or less. So let me know if I'm doing that wrong or if I'm supposed to. Am I supposed to roll the die? I am doing that right. So I'm modifying. Determine the firing unit's final fire rating by modifying its printed fire rating with any applicable die modifiers. Okay. So we're at -1. That's 4 or less. That's a hit. Shit. All right. Roll the 3. Chug, 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 chug. Okay. All right. You're probably wondering what that means. And we're going to zoom out here to bring in this handy dandy colorized chart. And we're going to zoom back in. All right. We have dual purpose against an armor target. 3 is a cohesion hit. Dual purpose would be the color of the fire rating white against an armor target as opposed to that. We rolled a 3 and that's a cohesion hit. All right. Well, it could have been worse, I guess, but that will reduce the ability of that Sherman to do anything nice. Let me get the appropriate cohesion hit marker. Now you'll notice in the game there are Allied cohesion hit markers and German cohesion hit markers. Don't be that guy that puts the German ones on top of the American or the Allied units. Okay, so we have a cohesion hit. You'll notice that this brings into play some overlapping numbers here. All right. The -1 applying to that 6 and the assault factor. We have taken a cohesion hit. Well, gosh, gamer, what does that mean? Well, and one of the nice things about the rulebook is it kind of helps you, it kind of talks you through what that means when you take it. So if you're playing with some wargamers that aren't that fresh and exciting, they got a little description here. A cohesion hit represents casualties and the beginning of loss of unit cohesion or effectiveness. The unit's functioning, but it's fragile. It can be rallied. More cohesion hits lead to a step loss. What do? If your unit has no cohesion marker on it, put one on it. Okay? If it's a 0-step unit, it will be eliminated. If you already have a cohesion hit marker and take another one, you remove it and replace it with a 2, which I believe is on the flip side. Now you'll notice how the picture changes here. I love this game. It's freaking awesome. Look at this shit. So you flip it over, right? And look at this. Now this guy's laid out. He's like, oh shit, I am messed up. He's wounded and you don't know what's going on. You know he's laying down. That's great stuff. All right. Kudos MMP. You have developed what is rapidly becoming one of my favorite game systems. I know it's weird. All right. Now, also, I want to tell you guys, I am not using the special exclusive rulebook here. This is just with the base. This is the 1.1 rules, not the 2.0. I found out, sadly, that the 2.0 rules aren't backwards compatible, which is weird. So just keep that in mind. All right, so he takes a cohesion hit, and the numbers kind of overlap. You can see what they affect. His overall fire rating goes down to 5, and he's not as good at assaulting. Okay. Not the worst things. A unit with 1 cohesion hit has its assault rating and fire rating reduced by 1 each. Okay, each one of those. All right, so remember, we're still on the allied activation. Okay, finally, the Sherman has barreled forward. He's like, oh, I'm getting this guy. I'm going to get him. This probably may not be the best move. Now, he's done. That's his action. Now, you can take a second action. As soon as you declare you're done with the first action, you want to declare second action. And let me read that to you here. There's some tricks to this. Let's say I've got some command points, right? Let me find something here. Let's see. Not sure what this would be under. Not the 101st. Not that. It'd probably be under... Yeah, guards armored. Okay, so we're looking at the guards armored here. All right, which we determined by doing a little history thing at the beginning. So we're looking at the guards armored, and let me just pan this over, and that's the command sheet right there. I'm currently blind because I'm staring into an LED light, so just let me, hopefully you can see that. And it kind of breaks down everyone involved in here. Group cold, right here. And something about a club route. I haven't studied club routes yet. Just ignore that because the old HUD hasn't read about that yet. One step at a time, kids. All right, so we're going to just ignore that. And anyway, that's how you can see it. We're going to say I have like 3 command points. I'm not going to go through all that and not fire, okay? So you're going to be doing a little thing here. All right, now, we're going to spend command points to have in-command units of that formation perform a second action in command. Now, you'll remember our buddy back here is in the town of Wolfswinkel, which I had to just say that. And we're looking at 10. Definitely in command. So let's go here. And we're going to do a second action. If the stack performs a second action, every unit in the stack must perform the action and you must pay for every unit in the stack. A second action is something that you can do if the first action was performed pursuant to a formation, chit, or division. And it was a formation. The units are in command. They are correct. And the owning player pays a command point for each unit. Pay a command point when we have a slider somewhere. We'll slide that down. And the second action must be different than something you just performed. It cannot be an engineer action. And it's made right now. All right, so I'm going to fire. I'm going to do direct fire. I'm a little bit... So my advantage of the... Why does this... I don't know about these numbers. A 6 compared to... I don't know. I mean, the Stug was kind of a throwaway anti-tank vehicle. You see him burned out there. I'll go with it. All right. Anyway, I'm down to a 5 here. Okay, so there's going to be a direct fire. And that's where you follow the direct fire thing. I just want to point out one thing. There's a cool... there's a nifty little flow chart here. And let me tell you, this flow chart's easier than a coin game. There's a neat little flow chart. In fact, I'm going to use it here just to show you how easy this is. All right, so begin direct fire. Can your unit fire? Well, yes, it can. Is the target hex within range? Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be a terrible modifier. It is in range. Is there line of sight? You betchy. Is there more than one target in the hex? Nope. Modify the fire rating. All right, let's see what our modifiers are. This is going to be crappy. All right, let's just bear with me on the math here. Okay. Oh, company bonus. Yeah, I forgot about the old company bonus. All right, let's try company bonus. Troop quality check. All right, there's a little thing called a company bonus, and you can try a troop quality check, which is 4 here, to get a +2 to your roll. If you just read the straight rule book, you may not notice that. But it's right here on the chart. They want you to go by the charts, but I don't remember seeing that in the rule book. But anyway, we're gonna try to get that. All right. I don't remember if there's anything that stops me from doing that. Let's see. Company bonus. If the firing unit is a 2-step unit that has taken no step losses, make a check. Okay, I knew that. I found it. It's on page 14. There you go, MMP. Thank you. It is a 2-step unit. We're going to go for it. Yes, 1. Look at that bad boy. That's +2. right off the bat. Okay, I will take that because I'm going to need everything I can get to get that sucker. The terrain. He is in woods. Woods is, oh God, -2. Yikes. We're back to 0, kids. All right, then we're going to look for range versus armored. Now, we're at the last instance of our range. That's -2. A range of 3. So 1, 2, 3. We're at the very end of that. That kind of, it's going to suck. So we're at -2. I don't think I'm going to be able to hit this. Defense rating, -3. So we're at -5. Oh, boy. And we're already at 0 here. I think I need a 0 to hit, folks. Mass does not count. Fog. Oh, I'm sorry. Mass, night rainfall, yeah. Unit status markers, okay. Well, oh yeah. So the -1 due to the cohesion hit, you know, puts me at 0. I need a 0 to hit. Maybe this wasn't the smartest idea. Holy shit. All right, I want everyone to just take a look at that. I just want you to eat that up, okay? This is never going to happen again. Is everyone seeing that? That's an automatic hit. Yeah, buddy. Sherman's to the rescue. We roll a 0. Let's take a look at what we got here. All right, we're going to pull this back, and we've got a 0. Dual purpose is a cohesion hit. So what do you think? Do you think that was worth it in the long run? I don't know. I think that these two may go back and forth, and I don't know if that Sherman's going to cut it. All right, but he did slam a cohesion hit onto the Stug. Very interesting. And I'm wondering, I don't know, that why does that 13 look so different? I don't know. All right. Okay. So that is just an example. So he's done. Okay. So you might want to turn him sideways. He's used everything he can use. Okay. Second action, everything. So that was long. We're already at 40 minutes. Sorry about the length of this. I just wanted to do a little example. But that's just so you can get a feel of the system. And that's just one, these are just 2 tanks going back and forth. I think I did these right. Let me know if I screwed anything up. But I'm going to be throwing up these videos most of the week. I'm going to queue them up. So I hope you guys are ready for some fun times here. I decided not to do Fire in the Lake Trungbot. I got the Trungbot out, and I despised everything. I just can't do it. I can't. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just not finding coin games enjoyable with the bots. Me and Krabby, him and I went over it, and we sat and pondered what the issue was, and I can't. So we're going to wait. I have Rumor of War coming. So if I want to get some Vietnam action in, I got some Vietnam stuff coming, including a Lock and Load publishing title. It started here. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm really hooked on this right now. But so there you go. Oh, I just did something bad. You remember what I told you at the end? I just broke my own rule. You guys thought I wouldn't notice that, did you? Yeah, I did. I put the Allied cohesion hit on top of the German unit. Shame on me. But I caught it right before the video ends. All right. This is fun. Anyway, most fun I've had in a while. Let me know if I screwed up. I'll put this video up, and you guys can let me know what you think. Even if you don't want to subscribe, that's great. If you do, that'd be much appreciated. I'm trying to climb up here. And the likes definitely help. I need to know what topics are popular, etc. I'm trying not to do what other people are doing, but I'm telling you, it just so happens that the games I like right now are just the pop, everyone's doing certain things. So, all right, I'm going to edit this and add all the cool stuff, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching.